So the Indian, the Jew, and the Pommy. Hey, what about the Pommy? He said, how does a Pommy take a bubble bath? Sits in a pool of mud and farts. But there's a Yank, an Aussie, and a Pommy walking down the street, and there's a bird there about 18 years of age without a stitch on. The Pommy, being the perfect English chappie, took off his bowler hat and strategically placed it down in front of the... And the Yank went over and he pushed the hat aside and he went, ha, 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 ha. Have a look at the big cunt. And the Aussie says, what else we expect to find under a Pommy's hat? Come on, Aussie, come on, come on. Come on, Aussie, come. So the Indian, the Jew, and the Pommy. Who'd like to wear one of them? Right, all the people with no taste. Hang on, shh. Pardon? You're listening to me, are you? Good. Wish you were a statue and I was a pigeon. No, see, that's the trouble. The blokes that really should get these are the ones that don't fucking stand up in the air. The quiet people, oh, for fuck's sake, you have one. You've been sticking it up everybody's arse all night, you brown-nosed cunt. So there's an Indian. Oh, can we have the $10? Actually, tonight's show, and I would like to congratulate the Revesby Workers Club because tonight's show is being done for charity, and they really are donating all the money. Hey? So the Indian, the Jew, and the Pommy, and their car breaks down. And they go into a little farmhouse, and the farmer said, yes, I can put you up for the night. Unfortunately, there's only room for two of you in the farmhouse. One is going to have to sleep in the barn. And the Indian said, what dear. What dear. Do you know what the Pakistanis are doing in England now? They're painting their garbage tins red and yellow and telling the kids are at McDonald's. Oh dear. Listen, you know, a lot of people think I look like a copper. Now, I did a commercial last year as a policeman in uniform, and they couldn't cast this commercial because they never cast my name. They do it, you know, they say, oh, test him. They go through this big casting book with heads in it. And they sat round the advertising studio and somebody said, who would make a perfect policeman? And somebody said, get Garfield, he's a cunt. So next thing I know, I'm walking around the studio in a blue uniform with three stripes, and I can really look like a copper. And I didn't realise that once you get that uniform on, you go power mad. I was walking around the studio and I'm only doing a commercial. I'm going, oh, don't come through here. You go round there, take that light over there. And the bloke said, here's your money. And I went, now the Indian, the Jew and the Pommy, right?
Oh, did. Oh, Sab, I will go and stay in the barn. Because we are used to being in the barn, I will go and stay in the barn.
5 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. I'll do it again, no problem. As they used to say on Channel 9 and now say on Channel 10, let's have a look at that on the video with we play. Or as Ian Chappell would say, Jesus fucking Christ, and I'm going to put that. So we'll just run that back.
What's up? I cannot stay in the barn. There is a cow out there, and the cow is a sacred animal, and there cannot be nowhere near the cow. And the Jew says, hello. I will go and stay in the barn. We are the downtrodden race all these centuries. I will go and stay in the barn.
5 minutes later,
I cannot stay in the barn. There is a pig out there.
this has nothing to do with the coppers either.
There is a pig out there, and the pig, with my religion, I can be nowhere near the pig.
And the Pommy said, all right.
Well, he could have said, all right. I will go and stay in the barn.
Five minutes later, and here's the cow and the pig. Do you pay $20 to get in? You should. You've been sitting on 2 fucking chairs all night. But this bloke rang the doctor and he said, Doctor, I've got a bit of a problem. He said, my missus has just had a bath, so it's obviously not a Pommy story. And she's laying on the pure white lamb's wool rug in front of the open wood fire with the legs slightly apart. And when we lit up the fire, a mouse has run out of the open fire straight up between the 9 gallon kegs and it's disappeared. And the doctor said, I'll be straight over. Ding dong. Come in. And the doctor came in, and sure enough, here's this Sheila laying on the pure white lamb's wool rug with the legs apart, and her husband's down in between the legs with a can of sardines. And the doctor said, that won't get the mouse out. He said, I'm trying to get the fucking cat out. Now this honeymoon couple, oh, you mean I can trade a Foster's for a fucking Reese's? You got me, here you go. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll repossess the teeth. No, it's Reese's, mate. You can have a T-shirt for doing that. Good fella. Who is? Oh, no wonder I found him. I get a lot of regular work here. I've been here 6 times in fucking 10 years. Have you seen the toilets? Hey, I'm On the gents, they got a photo of a big prick. On the ladies, they got a photo of the committee. Yeah, give the t-shirt. So this honeymoon couple, and they've hopped in the cot on the wedding night, and the bloke's a bit of an animal. And his missus said, "Just a minute." She said, "I demand good manners in bed, the same as I do at the dinner table." And the bloke said, "Oh, shit." So he went to the mirror and he tidied his hair up, straightened out his pyjamas, slid very gently in under the sheets. He said, "Is that better?" She said, "That's much better." He said, "Good. Could you pass the pussy, please?" Now, these Australian jewel thieves were going to knock off a jewellery store, and they're back in behind the jewellery store, the low loader, and on the low loader they've got an elephant. And they get the elephant off with this great steel stick. Get off your big bag. Oh, got the elephant off, and it went over to the wall of the jewellery store, and they got the jewels and pissed off. Now, the police, which is plural for police, were taking an eyewitness report from a bloke who had saw the whole event, or as it said on the record of interview, the alleged incident. There's a fucking great hole and no jewels, and it's alleged. So here's the copper taking the eyewitness report. Right. Now, before I belt shit out of you, sorry, wrong case. Now tell us, in your own words, exactly what you saw. He said, "You wouldn't fucking believe it. They're coming here beyond the jewellery store, the low loader, and on the low loader they've got an elephant. And they got the elephant off with this great steel stick. Get off your big bar. And the elephant... And they got the jewels and pissed off." "I see, yes, sir." "Was that an African or an Indian elephant?" He said, "I'm fucked if I know. It had a stocking on its head." How about Noah? Noah, he kicked the cats off the ark. He thought they were fighting. How about the Irish mafia? They cut the bloke's tongue out to make him talk. I've just been down to Griffith. Oh, no, I did. No, and I invited a couple of blokes up to Sydney, and I said, you know, why don't you come up to Sydney? And they flew in yesterday. No plane. So, I want you to picture the mafia. The Godfather says to his number one henchman, Louis, "Hey, Louis, listen, my wife would like a new vacuum. Can we use your fucking head?" Fuck the list, I haven't read any of them. No, I'm fucked if I haven't read it. I mean, if I started to do them off the list, let's try that. Right. Burglars have pinched the shithouse from police headquarters. Police have nothing to go on. Somebody has found a hole in the nudist colony wall. Police are looking into it. All it says is just that, that's all it says. Bloke went to the doctor and the doctor said, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. What do you want first? And the bloke said, oh shit, give me the good news first. And the doctor said, I could be wrong. That's all it says, look. Yeah, but the bloke had a dog with no legs. He used to take her for a drag every night. Oh, talking about dogs, what about this bloke? He's watching the bloke's watching a funeral going past on the footpath. He's standing there and this big long funeral went past, about 500 cars and about 2,000 blokes walking single file behind the 500 cars, and in front of the hearse is this bloke walking along with an Alsatian snapping at the leg. And he turned to this bloke on the footpath next to me. He said, I don't suppose you know whose funeral that is? The bloke said, yeah. He said, it's my missus. It was actually, he says, my mother-in-law. I lied there. He said, actually, it's my mother-in-law. He said, what's the significance of the Alsatian? He said, that's what killed her. It savaged her to death. Oh, he said, really? He said, how much do you want for the dog? He said, get on the fucking queue. Oh, you like them? We'll read some more of them. Hang on. Would you like a T-shirt? Was that you that sang that out? What are you, his agent? Why don't you get yourself a manager and stop handling yourself, you fucking idiot? Bullshit. Bullshit. Illawarra to win the competition. So the Godfather said to his number one henchman, Louis, he said, hey, Louis, you know anybody that's a good with a figure?
Yeah, Bob. This is just the money we save from using Castro DTX. I know just a fella, he's deaf and dumb, but very good with the figures.
You get him, Louis. So Louis gets this fella, the deaf and dumb guy. Now, just for the purposes of this particular story, I want you to imagine that I can do the deaf and dumb language, or actually Louis can do the deaf and dumb language. And I obviously can't. I know a few things in the deaf and dumb language, like that's poofter. That's the new version of poofter. That's bullshit. Full of bullshit. That's the same in any language. That's get fucked. Yeah, and there's one for you too. Oh, I'm sorry, I think it should have been that way. I made an ass out of you, didn't I? Yeah. So after 12 months of the deaf and dumb guy doing the books, the Mafia are now $2 million in the red. So the Godfather said to Louis, get the deaf and dumb guy in here and let's find out what happened to the $2 million. So Louis gets the deaf and dumb guy in, and the Godfather said, hey Louis, ask him what happened to me now. So Louis went, what happened to the $2 million? And the deaf and dumb guy went, tell me you get fucked. What did he say, Louis? He said, you can get fucked.
Hey, Louise. Yeah. I want a couple of heavies up here right away. Okay? Yeah.
Up come the two heavies.
Are you telling him, Louis? If you don't tell us what happened to the $2 million, the two heavies is gonna take over.
Tell him what happened to $2 million. Well, the two heavies is going to take over. And the deaf and dumb guy went, tell him to take the two heavies, shove them up his ass, and they can all get fucked.
What did he say, Louis?
Boss, he said, you can take the two heavies, shove them up your ass, you can all get fucked. A 45 right against the temple.
Are you telling him, Louis? If you don't tell us what happened to $2 million, his brains is gonna be all over that wall.
Tell him what happened to $2 million, or your brains is going to be all over that wall. And the deaf and dumb guy went, the money's in a suitcase hidden under the floorboards under my bed.
What did he say, Louis?
Get fucked.
Johnny Garfield, hey.